The Lenovo Legion Go S is almost everything you'd want in a handheld gaming device. An 8-inch high-res display, rock-solid build, fast charging, and real PC flexibility. It should literally be an easy pick, but there's one frustrating issue holding it back. And if it weren't for that, which I'll cover in a minute, I'm sure every gamer would have been fighting to buy it right now. Let's break down what makes the Lenovo Legion Go S exciting, and why it might also drive you crazy. Links to all the devices mentioned in this video can be found in the description below, so make sure you check them out. At first glance, the Legion Go S looks like a more compact version of Lenovo's original Legion Go. And technically it is, but don't expect it to slip easily into a small bag. It's still larger than the Steam Deck, and with no detachable controllers or kickstand this time, the Go S leans fully into being a pure handheld. But what it lacks in modularity, it makes up for in feel. The grips are sculpted, the triggers come with adjustable stops, and the face buttons feel satisfyingly premium. It's one of the most comfortable handhelds I've used, just don't drop it. At one point, 6 pounds, it's good, but not exactly pocket-sized. But the moment you power it on, the display reminds you why this thing caught so much hype in the first place. The Legion Go S sports a sharp 8-inch LCD with a resolution of 1920 by 1200, a buttery smooth 120 Hz refresh rate, and up to 500 nits of brightness. When you think about it, it checks every box. A screen that makes indie games pop and AAA titles look like they belong on a premium gaming monitor. Visually, it's stunning. But here's where the cracks start to show. This screen might be built for beautiful visuals, but the performance underneath often can't keep up. When frame rates stutter or games flat out refuse to run properly, even a great display can't save the experience. We'll get deeper into that soon. In terms of design though, Lenovo nailed the comfort factor. The sloped grips on the back reduce hand fatigue, and the build weight, while hefty, feels balanced. This is a device you can hold for hours without really getting tired, and that's more than you can say for a lot of handhelds in this size class. The speakers also deserve credit. Loud, clear, and surprisingly punchy, they hold up well whether you're in a quiet room or somewhere with a bit of background noise. But it's not all perfect. Despite its sculpted build, the smooth plastic shell can get slippery. Some more aggressive grip texturing would have gone a long way in keeping this thing secure in your hands. Of course, even the best-looking handheld is only as good as what it can actually run, and this is where things get messy. The Legion Go S runs on AMD's Ryzen Z2 Go processor paired with integrated Radeon graphics. It sounds capable, especially if you're coming in fresh, but if you've seen the original Legion Go, powered by the beefier Ryzen Z1 Extreme, this isn't a step forward. It's a quiet step back, and you feel it the moment you fire up a demanding title. Games like Elden Ring are playable, but riddled with frame drops. Spider-Man 2 is a glitchy mess. Spider-Man literally vanished off screen. Performance tanks hard unless you knock the resolution all the way down to Steam Deck levels. Even then, you're still dancing on the edge of performance. You'll almost never get to enjoy that beautiful 1920 by 1200 screen at full resolution. Most games have to be downscaled just to function. And even then, you're often met with long load times, lag, and jittery frame rates that drain the fun out of gameplay. But it's not just the hardware, it's the software experience that really gets on my nerve. Booting up for the first time means a 45-minute journey through Windows 11, updates, pop-ups, and Microsoft product prompts that feel more like you're setting up a work laptop than a gaming handheld. And once you're in, Game Pass gives you a library full of promise, but no real indication of what's actually compatible. Game Pass compatibility remains inconsistent at best. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle fails to launch entirely due to driver errors. Forza Horizon 5 runs, but with such severe stuttering and frame drops that it's effectively unplayable. Madden 25 manages to load, but the gameplay was so laggy and broken it was completely unplayable. If you manage to dodge all that, lower demand games like Cuphead, Chance of Senna, or UFO 50 run just fine. But if you're spending $730 to play pixel art indies, you're probably looking at the wrong device. Moving on, let's talk about the experience of actually using it. The fans kick in a lot, pushing heat through vents at the top and back. It's not really bad, but it's noticeable, and it kills any illusion of this being a silent, seamless machine. Battery life hovers around 2 hours under load, meaning you're never straying far from a charger unless you're just watching cutscenes. There's a powerful device somewhere in here, but it's buried beneath performance limitations, bloated software, and a hardware-software mismatch that just makes everything feel compromised. But the hardware struggles are only half the story. The software experience here feels like a handheld forced into a desktop's body, and not a very polished one at that. Windows 11 on the Legion Go S feels like a repurposed desktop OS shoved onto a handheld screen. Text is often too small to read comfortably without squinting or constant zooming, and navigating menus with thumbsticks or touch controls quickly becomes frustrating. Add to that the endless cycle of updates that interrupt your gaming sessions, and the Xbox app, which offers a vast library but doesn't clearly tell you which games actually run smoothly on this device. It's a guessing game that eats into your playtime. By contrast, the Steam Deck's custom Linux-based OS feels worlds ahead. Perfect for handheld gaming with clear, user-friendly navigation and a system designed to run games well right out of the box. Moving past software, the handheld offers two USB-C ports, which is a nice touch for flexibility, letting you charge and connect to external displays or accessories simultaneously. That's more than what you get with the Steam Deck, which only has one USB-C port. There's also an SD card reader for easy storage expansion and a standard 3.5mm headphone jack for wired audio, both welcome for gamers who want versatility without extra dongles. Charging is impressively fast, with a 65-watt USB-C charger powering the device quickly, minimizing downtime between gaming sessions. On the downside, the tiny trackpad on the right side feels more like an afterthought. It's hard to use and rarely comes into play beyond basic Windows navigation. Definitely no replacement for the Steam Deck's dual clickable trackpads. And unlike the Steam Deck or Lenovo's original Legion Go, the Legion Go S doesn't include a carrying case, which is a bit surprising given its size and price point. There's no denying that the Legion Go S offers some impressive specs. You can get up to a 1TB SSD for fast storage, along with up to 32GB of DDR5 XRAM, top-tier memory that promises smooth multitasking and future-proofing. However, despite these solid hardware choices, the speed of the storage and the amount of RAM can't fully make up for the limitations of the AMD Ryzen Z2 Go processor. In real-world gaming scenarios, the CPU becomes the problem, holding back the overall performance. So while the Legion Go S feels premium when you check the spec sheet, the actual gameplay experience doesn't quite match up to those lofty numbers. It's a classic case of great hardware potential that's ultimately constrained by the processor and software ecosystem. When comparing the Legion Go S to the original Legion Go, the size difference is noticeable but not dramatic. The Go S is a bit smaller, but it still feels large in hand. Lenovo moved away from detachable controllers and dropped the kickstand on this model, making the Go S a more straightforward, pure handheld experience, closer in concept to the Steam Deck. Speaking of which, the Steam Deck still holds the crown for actual gameplay performance, game compatibility, and a much smoother, more polished operating system. Even the OLED Steam Deck, which launched earlier, handles demanding AAA titles far better than the Legion Go S. For those considering the Legion Go S, it's worth noting that Lenovo will soon release a $500 SteamOS version of this handheld. That option might ultimately be the smarter buy, as it could offer better game support and overall performance without the Windows 11 headaches. So, what's the bottom line? If comfort, aesthetics, and a premium build are at the top of your checklist, the Lenovo Legion Go S definitely delivers. It looks and feels like a high-end handheld, and it's packed with thoughtful design elements that make it a pleasure to hold. But if what you actually want is reliable performance, a smooth user experience, and an operating system that feels like it was made for handheld gaming, the Steam Deck still comes out on top, especially the OLED version, which runs circles around the Go S in actual gameplay. Your best move? Honestly, wait. Lenovo has a $500 SteamOS version of the Legion Go S coming later this year. If they pair this excellent hardware with better software, it could finally become the true Steam Deck competitor it wants to be. But at the moment, especially with a price tag of $730, this version feels like a premium device that underdelivers where it matters most: performance, ease of use, and, let's be real, fun. But I want to know what you think. Would you still consider picking the Legion Go S over the Steam Deck, knowing all this? If you've tried it yourself, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this breakdown helped, hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth review videos. Don't forget to turn on your notification because our next video is a device I'm sure no one saw coming.